I'm Suzie Welsh. I am a women's health nurse and I am the founder here at Binto. And today I really wanted to talk to all of you about prescription prenatals versus buying a prenatal over the counter. The main differences between the two, and then why you want to choose over the counter versus a standard prescription prenatal. The first thing you want to know is, why would I ever get a prescription prenatal? And there are two main reasons. The first one is that because in the doctor's office, while you're maybe seeing your OBGYN or reproductive endocrinologist, it might be easier for them to, in the office, hit prescribe prenatal and send that for you to pick up. Second thing is that several years ago, the only way that you could find the 1 milligram dosage of folic acid was in a prescription grade prenatal. However, that is not the case anymore, and you can actually find a lot of amazing over-the-counter supplements, like a prenatal, that have that 1 milligram equivalent. So, cost. Cost is really important, and a lot of us can think, I only have a certain budget for over-the-counter supplements such as my prenatal. So you might think that getting a prescription is going to save you money rather than going to the store or signing up for a subscription like Binto. But the fact of the matter is, you often have a really high copay when it comes to prescription prenatal. Copays can range anywhere from the low end, $10, to the upper limits of $50 or even more, which is crazy because that's just one supplement that you need, and there are a couple more that you want to get when you're pregnant, and we're going to cover those too. If you are the person that only has a $10 copay, why would you ever choose to go elsewhere for a prenatal vitamin rather than your prescription? And that brings us to the ingredient list. All right, let's review the ingredient breakdown of first a prescription prenatal. So this summer I actually did a test, and I had my nurse practitioner and my OBGYN prescribe me a prescription prenatal, and I was absolutely shocked by the ingredient list, or the lack thereof. So I first of all didn't even get an ingredient list to accompany my prenatal when I went to go pick it up from the drugstore. And when I finally found an ingredient list online, I realized what I got was just the generic CVS brand prenatal put into a prescription bottle. In that prescription, I did get vitamin D, I got my B vitamins, and I did get iron. And I got iron as elemental iron, which is good because that is the less nauseating form. So that one you would want to see in a prenatal. But there were a couple missing supplements from that prenatal vitamin. It was missing K2, which you want to have in a prenatal to help with the uptake and absorption of vitamin D3. It didn't list the source of the vitamin D. It also listed folic acid, which we know through scientific research to be the less bioavailable form of this critical B vitamin. What you actually want to look for is methylated folate, and we'll get to that in the next section. So that was sort of a red flag. And then it was also missing magnesium, which is really critical in pregnancy, and it was missing DHA. DHA is a healthy omega fat that's critical for fetal brain development. Now let's review the sort of branded prenatal, or what you would want to look for in one that you might buy off the shelf, or what we would get you here at Binto. We are first of all going to get you at least 800 mcgs of methylated folate. This is the most bioavailable form of the commonly called in the supplement world folic acid. This is critical for the prevention of neural tube defects in a pregnancy. If you come on and sign up for Binto and you list that you've had a previous pregnancy with known neural tube defects, we actually need to get you 4 milligrams of folate. So a prescription prenatal might not be getting you that. We're also going to give you a DHA with your prenatal routine when you join Binto. And if you're, again, choose to buy off the shelf, that's fine, but make sure you pick up a DHA supplement if it doesn't come included in your prenatal vitamin. You want to, again, look for iron. We would want to include a K2. We're going to have some critical B vitamins like B6 for preventing morning sickness and B12 for energy. We don't include vitamin A in most of our prenatal regimens here at Binto because vitamin A in high levels can actually be toxic to the fetus. So you want to be careful if you're looking for a prenatal off the shelf that it doesn't have super high levels of vitamin A, or if it does, you want to make sure it's listed vitamin A as beta carotene. And that is what you want to look for in a prenatal. I'm going to add one more, and that is choline. So really the only time that you need to supplement with this is if you've had an extremely high level of exposure to alcohol during the first trimester or second trimester of your pregnancy. That's pretty rare. Most of us get enough of this through diet alone and don't necessarily need to have it in a supplement form. However, if this is you, we can get you covered here at Binto. Key takeaways: a prescription prenatal is often lacking, not just in ingredients, but they often don't come with the ingredient list itself. Many prescription grade prenatals are from generic labs that produce and manufacture these supplements with preservatives and fillers. So just because you think it's prescription does not at all mean that something is better for your body or that it's clean. These are definitely not necessarily clean products. Just like in the drug world, a lot of drugs, prescription drugs, come with other fillers in that drug. You're often left to buy the additional supplements you need off the shelf, the primary one being a DHA. So not only have you spent a copay, but now you need to go stare at the vitamin aisle shelf and pick out a DHA. And here at Binto, we really recommend taking a great probiotic during your pregnancy to support the maternal gut health, to in turn help the gut of the fetus. And then a lot of those prescription prenatals are not third-party tested. So we at Binto believe in testing our products. We test all the incoming raw materials. We then test the products once they're completed, and then we send them out again for third-party testing. It's really hard to get clarity around that with the prescription prenatal. So that is it. Not transparent with ingredient list, high price tag, and then not getting everything that you need. I hope this was helpful. If you are taking a prescription prenatal, if you have a script for one, or if you're taking a different brand, feel free to reach out to us with any of your questions in regards to your prenatal vitamin. Please feel free to check out our site or DM us on Instagram or message one of the nurses on our nurse chat if you have questions, and we'd be happy to help you out anytime.